Hi Chicago, this is Julie Hunefeld. I work for the Chicago Park District and run a youth gardening program called Harvest Garden that runs in 16 different parks throughout the city. Well, I am here today to talk to you about how to garden with your kids. We all know that getting outside is really healthy for us, that it boosts our mood, and gardening with kids is really great because it connects them to nature and encourages them to eat more healthily. They'll actually try more vegetables if they're involved in growing their own food. One thing that you do need to garden, obviously, is some soil outdoors in a really sunny location. So perhaps you have that in your backyard. You can also just use a container and fill it with potting soil. Locate that on a sunny balcony or in outdoor space somewhere. April is a really great time to plant some seeds of some cool weather crops. So any kind of peas, greens like collard greens or kale or mustard greens, or root vegetables like radishes, onions, or carrots are perfect for this time of year. And let me show you all of the supplies that I generally use. So I have seeds, I have popsicle sticks and Sharpies for labeling. I have a ruler to kind of measure out in the garden, and I'll show you more of that. And I have a garden trowel. I also really like to use graph paper because I'm really messy otherwise, and a pencil. So the first thing I do is create my garden plan. You're gonna be gardening with kids. All right, so I've got all of my supplies. I'm gonna go grab my kids and we'll see you outside at the garden. Okay, next you can come and label the seeds that you're gonna plant. Put the labels onto popsicle sticks, we find is the easiest way. Obviously this is something that your kids can help with as long as they can write. So the next thing you can do is prepare your garden. It's good to have a plan, and it's good to show kids where they're going to plant. So the way that I did that was just to kind of make some quadrants in the soil with the back of a trowel. And then we put our sticks, our labels in where we're gonna plant things. That says snap for snap peas. This says snow for snow peas. And so we're gonna go ahead and show you how to do snow peas. So I'll show you first, and then I'm gonna have my daughters do it. But you can take a handful of peas, these I soaked overnight, and then you just sprinkle them over that section of the soil. If they're too close together, you can go ahead and move them apart, but you just kind of want like a nice general sprinkle. You could do a couple more than that probably in this area, and then you're gonna poke them in. So you poke into the soil about to the top of your fingernail and then cover them up. So girls, you can go ahead and do that. Notice she's staying inside that quadrant, and then she'll just poke the peas under the soil. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is the broadcast method. This is really good for anything that you want to do, like cut and come again kind of greens. Baby kale, baby collards, lettuce, spinach, where it's okay if things are kind of planted closer together. So we have collard seeds right here. So she's got them in her hand. She's gonna take a pinch of those seeds and then just gently kind of sprinkle them over the top of the soil in that section that we labeled collard greens. So just kind of a general like sprinkle, kind of like you're sprinkling some sprinkles on a cupcake or something. And then once those are done, she's gonna go ahead and just kind of blend it into the soil using the little kind of claw hand. They're really small seeds, so they don't need to be tucked under the soil very much at all. And then after they're kind of raked in a little bit, she'll pat them down. And that's broadcasting. So in this quadrant, I made furrows. These are good if you want to plant things in straight lines. We have a ruler with us, just like your classic school ruler, so that we can separate out the seeds to the proper spacing. We really want to do that with root vegetables, so like radishes, carrots, bulbing onions. You want to give them enough space to grow. So my daughter is going to go ahead. Hopefully you can see that this is kind of a furrow. I just made it with the back of a spade. You can do it with your finger. You can do it with a popsicle stick. And she is looking at the ruler, putting everything about a ½ an inch. One thing you can do later is after things germinate, you can go back and thin things out so that if they are too close together, then you can just take the little scissors and snip out something that's too close together. So we're going to stop there, and then we're going to close off the furrow so that you can see how to do that. So she'll just cover up those, pinch the soil together like that, and then pat it down, and it's all good to go. So those are the 3 different methods we use, just in a line and a furrow, doing broadcasting for greens, and then like kind of a sprinkle and poke into the soil, a dibble method for the peas. All right, so we are done here. A great reminder to kids is once the seeds have been planted, then it's time to keep your feet out of the garden so that we give them a chance to grow. The other thing is to keep the soil watered, make sure that it's damp every day. Usually the spring we have quite a bit of rain, so you don't always have to do as much hand watering, but just a gentle hand watering to keep the first like ½ inch to an inch or so nice and watered, so that the seed coat has a chance to soften up and the plant can emerge. And then at the end, you want to just send lots of good wishes to all your seeds for a lot of good growth. You can even say,
let's get growing!
All right, thanks for spending some time outside with us.